everyone is doing well. Just had a few thoughts on my head. But I thought, pretty sure that people could benefit from hearing, to help process some things. So, I personally feel like it's quite common for us people, to conceptualize or intellectualize God and His role in our life. And, sometimes we don't really understand how He's already in our life, meaning in the decisions that we make, He's here. And whatever we go through, He's here. Like it's as if He's in the passenger seat, riding with us. But that comes down to whether you experience it or not. I believe a part of it comes down to whether you allow Him to allow His character, His word to penetrate your heart. And also overthinking, because reading the Bible, the Lord says, if you want to hear Him, you should read His word. And the Bible, the gospel is not always simple to understand. It doesn't feel that way. Feels like a metaphor or something you have to continuously break down. And I think just reading it, because when I can say for myself, I think when we, think that, oh boy, I can't, understand this part, you're going to be led, or you're going to feel like I need to come back to this, or you're going to possibly go the opposite direction, which meaning like hyperfixating, vigilantly trying to understand the metaphors in the Bible. But I think just reading it, your willingness to accept what He's saying, what His word is, where His heart has been, regardless of what we do, whether you curse, whether you don't, whether you hurt someone, whether you don't, whether you betray God or whether you don't. He knows we're all sinners. And I believe that, He, not even just me, it's just what the word says, I am that I am. He is who He is. Regardless of what we do, He stays the same. And there's so much inspiration in knowing, and security in knowing that. These are traits that us as people His children, can develop and, practice the fruit of the Spirit. And I think that accepting His heart and just being willing to understand, willing to just accept without knowing the details of everything, that's another thing that we deal with in life, where we want to know every aspect. We want to have some sort of control of it, because physically we cannot. It's hard for us people, humans, knowing that, our primal nature is survival, to, just let go of control. But the Lord created us first. We have a spirit, we have a soul, in a body. You're a spirit, you have a soul, and you're in a body. It's not you have a body, and you're in a spirit, meaning physically in the spirit. We have one. I think all these different things are important to keep in mind, the heart space of the Lord, and, just understanding Him better, learning Him, knowing who He is through that, and just sitting with Him, and not conceptualize, not intellectualizing who he is, because he's very much in our life. You know, he's already here, whether we see it or not. And just really, you know, allowing, like, how willing, how much are you actually able to accept his presence in your life? Like, do you hear him? Do you hear his voice when you make certain decisions? Do you think about what he thinks? Who his character is, what he's done for us, who he sent down here for us? You know, how deeply can you accept that is true? And it's not just a historical thing. It's not just history. Like, all the things that have happened in the Bible have happened and still happen with Esther, and all of the different stories, the characteristics that Job has, all these different things that the Bible has for us are things that he can still do. It's not a separation. It's not, you know, a different thing. You know, I don't believe that we're supposed to go to him and be and feel and experience things separately. Meaning, like, our physical life feels different. Like, you feel in your body, it feels different what you're experiencing and what you feel is right to communicate with the Lord. And, you know, repenting formally, I'm sorry, which I think is important to feel bad, because, you know, you don't want to repeat the sin and you want to grow your relationship with the Lord. But I don't know, I just think that's something to think about. It's not a separate thing, because he's already here. He's already in your life. You know, you can't run away from Jesus. You can't run away from the Lord, because he's already